the people who cheat Bitcoin always get wiped out. And those people who are doing that aren't running nodes, right? So they're taking a massive risk. And they will likely get wiped out because the nodes will enforce the rules. So what would AI look like in a control system? There's really two ends, right? Prices of everything fall to the marginal cost of production, and as the jobs get removed from society, we live in abundance. That's one end. That's Bitcoin. And what that means is Bitcoin is by far the best investment in AI and everything else because it captures all productivity gains. Right? That's what Bitcoin is on one end of the spectrum, and it's decentralized and secure. Other end of the spectrum, through fiat.
Imagine standing on the edge of an enormous wave, knowing that once it crashes, nothing will remain the same. That wave is Bitcoin, and it's about to disrupt the financial world with an impact so powerful that it could redefine everything. Jeff Booth, a visionary in financial technology, warns that the current financial system is on the verge of collapse as AI and automation rapidly reshape industries. The traditional financial model built on debt and manipulation is beginning to unravel. But amidst this chaos, Bitcoin emerges as a beacon of hope. It is not just an asset. It represents the future of money. As the world shifts toward an AI-driven economy, Bitcoin provides a secure, decentralized alternative that traditional currencies simply cannot match. Fiat currencies, controlled by central banks, are inflated to the brink of failure. In contrast, Bitcoin operates on a foundation of transparency and integrity. No central authority controls it, and it rewards honesty. Booth argues that Bitcoin is the ultimate hedge against the inevitable collapse of fiat money. The old financial system is deteriorating, and Bitcoin stands ready to take its place. This isn't just a market shift, it's a full-scale revolution. Those who fail to recognize Bitcoin's potential will be left behind, stuck in a failing system. Let's dive into clips from Jeff Booth's powerful interview to explore his insights further. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications for more in-depth content. Thanks for tuning and enjoy the video.
I would ask yourself a question instead of these get really deep, right? Really deep, really fast, and this is why. How much time do you try to make money in that system versus being all in on Bitcoin?
What do you mean? How much time?
How much time do you think about I need to make more dollars, or all the time?
The single most front of mind thing.
So in other words, there is no they, it's you. Because the minute that you move your time to Bitcoin, you defund the system and you make Bitcoin stronger. And while you stay in trying to make more money from that system, and I don't think there is any they. I think it's our actions. We wouldn't let a credit-based system cannot allow deflation. And why it can't allow deflation is you have the Great Depression, but you'd have the Great Depression on steroids as everything collapses because the money is lent into existence. So imagine if money was lent into existence, the bank actually creates more monetary units when they lend you money. If everybody paid back their debt, there'd be no money. The entire thing, every single thing that you think is of value would be zero. It would all fail. Your bank would fail. All of the stores that you shop in would fail. All of the government would fail. Everything would fail as humans went back to a barter type of system, and that would be a really bad day.
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah. So so you won't let that system fail. So if a government comes, think about what's happening with Dodge right now. We rip out a whole bunch of this cost, but that cost, 25% of the government spending is the same GDP. So you rip out the cost. Now you actually force a deflationary spiral, which you have to inflate with more printing money. So there's going to be people are going to be blown away if they believe in the new regime's control system. And they think it's so much better than the old regime's control system. And they watch, why is debt still going up higher?
So you think even with the efficiencies of Doge, we're still going to see the debt increasing?
It has to. Not it might. It has to, or you have a complete wipeout of all the credit-based system. So the only thing that's happening today, by the way, I would far more lean towards conservative. I would far more so than the other control system. But they're both control systems. Really, what all you've done is move globalists and replaced it with technocrats. Mm-hmm. And everybody's cheering for one of those sides, right? I'm gonna go back to something first principles. And you should say this over and over. Say this before you go to sleep. The natural state of the free market is deflation. What does that mean? Well, you know that's true, right? Mm-hmm. Prices follow the marginal cost of production, and that should happen faster and faster. That means that you've never lived in a free market, ever. You've lived in a control system. You believe you lived in a free market because your control system imposes wealth destruction on other nations and steals their wealth to be able to make you wealthier. You believe it, but it's not true. You live in a control system because the natural state of the global free market is deflation. And all we do as humans, we are abundance creating machines out of scarcity. That's what we do. We see a problem, we solve that problem with our minds by creating more value. And the output of that has to be faster abundance, faster deflation, unless you've never lived in a free market. All of the constructs, all of the fighting of this leader's better or this leader's better is such nonsense, complete nonsense, is making that system stronger by your belief of it is better when it all relies on theft. Most of your narratives that you believe are from the existing structure of existing credit-based system. They would have to be, right? You live in a credit-based system. Yeah. You believe all the economists that tell you about that. You listen. It's around all. We've never lived in a truly global free market, because you know for sure prices would fall. So you know for sure that all of your narratives from that credit-based system also must be something's misaligned, right? Something's wrong, right? That's why if you don't have falling prices, the faster productivity gains means prices should fall faster. If that's not happening in your economy, then you know you don't live in a free market, you live in a control system. That makes sense, right?
Bitcoin is a point in your future, right? It's like
that's it. And every single government, so I helped the city of Vancouver. They're thinking of putting it on their balance sheet for the same reason as everybody's putting it on their balance sheet. Because for me personally, it means my purchasing power increases forever. What about a city? Well, they take taxes from you to be able to provide services, and by the time they spend on the services, they can't provide the service they thought they were going to give, because the money's broken. So you complain to them, why are they taxing me more and more and more? It's because the money's broken, because the services don't go as far, and that exists everywhere. And then we're inside that system trying to gain more money inside that system, giving it all of our strength, yelling at this person or this person, when we could just move our energy to the honest system.
The financial system is anything but free. It is controlled and manipulated. Fiat currency traps people in an endless cycle of credit expansion, suppressing natural deflation to prevent an economic collapse. Instead of chasing more devaluing dollars, shifting to Bitcoin defunds the broken system and strengthens a more honest one. While governments continue inflating debt, Bitcoin preserves purchasing power, making it a more stable financial alternative. Cities like Vancouver are already beginning to explore its potential as a future financial tool. Unlike traditional money, which thrives on deception and endless debt, Bitcoin is immune to manipulation. Attempts to cheat the system, such as the collapse of FTX, result in inevitable failure. The rise of Bitcoin is more than just an investment trend. It is an opportunity to embrace a decentralized, transparent financial system. Entrepreneurs building on Bitcoin are already witnessing the benefits, while the old system continues to crumble. The transition won't be smooth, it will be chaotic. But Bitcoin represents a true financial revolution. The future belongs to those who recognize its potential before the current system collapses. The question is no longer whether Bitcoin will replace fiat, it's whether people will seize the opportunity in time. Let's continue with more clips from Jeff Booth's interview to gain deeper insights.
But do you see the fact that Bitcoin has a finite supply as a fundamental reason why living within that system is the true free market.
Yes, it's a ledger that can't be manipulated.
mention-
It's a ledger that can't be manipulated. It's a ledger that can't change. Why can't it change? But it's not just that. It's a whole bunch of different pieces about that essentially enforces honest rules. I download open source code, run a node are these transactions what they said they would be? So it imposes essentially an honest ledger, and lots of people try to cheat this, right? FTX, and not the FTX just, but I suspect through banking, government, and everything else, FTX wasn't just like, if you think about how much money was spread around politicians, this was an attack against Bitcoin. So that they could try to regulate. So they could anybody who cheats Bitcoin gets wiped out, and they always have. If you were just honestly acted with the honest network and just bought it or held more of it instead of tried to consolidate it, you would do better than getting. And which is fascinating, right? It's the only time in history we've ever had something that the cheaters get flushed out. The honest thrive.
The system we have now definitely rewards those who try to circumvent it or cheat it or game it.
Yeah, and this is the only thing and all you have to do is understand it, run a node, contribute to it, and all of a sudden you're part of a global consensus network that can't be cheated. Mm-hmm. So I like to say we are Bitcoin. It's not something outside of us. It's put the honest in control of a network for everybody. So it inscribes the best of us into a network for the best for us that can't be cheated. So as more and more people come and try and cheat it, and lots of people will, they'll try to consolidate it. And if you're trusting somebody else to hold your Bitcoin, you're introducing counterparty risk. Right, you're paying to introduce counterparty risk. Mm-hmm. It was just ludicrous, right? When you can hold in self custody, have no counterparty risk, and forever have increasing purchasing power. Why would you be playing in meme coins? Why would you be playing in all of this nonsense? And again, I go to Vegas every once in a while. I like gambling, but I'm not. but you realize all of those things. It's not just gambling. It's perpetuating the crime of our existing financial system, which is based on theft, right? You're actively driving more and more miscommunication, more and more, and because they're all zero-sum games. Somebody has to lose for you to win.
I truly feel that before we shift into this different paradigm, I feel like people are going to have to suffer. Like, people are going to be left behind.
So you are right there. And I guess that's where I want to be careful of this. This isn't a light switch. This is going to happen for a long time, and it's going to be chaotic on both sides. But it can be a light switch for you. Each individual, you live in a time where you could move to the honest network and no one can stop you. You can put more time. If you're spending 2% of your time there, spend 4%. If you're spending 4%, spend 8%. Every time you move more time to the honest network, you will be rewarded more. It might not happen immediately, but it'll be rewarded more. Why? It's really quite simple. Every single scarcity in the world creates an abundance from the free market. So the scarcity of the collapse of what the world's going through, all of this nonsense and the chaotic nature and a whole bunch of people getting hurt there, is the entrepreneurs building on top of Bitcoin right now and building all of the rails to help them drive from this system so they can see it easier, are getting rewarded at a crazy rate. Like, we're investing in this space. The rate of growth of companies who then denominate the balance sheet in Bitcoin because they're profitable in Bitcoin, they're adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet each month. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe I get to do it. And all it took is moving my time to be able to see it. So I have empathy to what you're saying. Because most of the problem today is just people don't see it. They have no clue what's happening. They're measuring that system from the system, and they're making it stronger with all their actions. And they're feeling scared. They're looking for trying to make more money, making it worse, thinking Trump and Elon are going to save me from those other bad people, making it worse. And all of this is making the same thing worse. And they're getting locked in their belief of that, all on top of a system that has to extract more value. So is that going to be chaotic? Of course it's going to be chaotic. Is that what this had to look like? To have this type of thing has never existed in human history. So it would obviously look chaotic as you transition from very few people knowing it to more and more people knowing it, and all of the kind of other layers of technology they're building on top of Bitcoin to provide the transition. It would look chaotic. It would have to.
Meanwhile, Bitcoin's price remains volatile, with traders reacting sharply to President Trump's new executive order establishing a digital asset reserve. Contrary to expectations of large-scale government Bitcoin acquisitions, the reserve will only hold seized digital assets, removing anticipated buying pressure from the market. This disappointment has driven traders to seek downside protection, with short-term options on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana trading at a premium. However, XRP options remain bullish, highlighting a divided market sentiment. Jeff Booth offers a broader perspective on this financial shift. He argues that the fiat system is inherently unstable, relying on constant credit expansion to prevent its own collapse. Every moment spent within the traditional financial framework strengthens a system built on manipulation. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is the only financial network that enforces true economic honesty. It cannot be altered, manipulated, or inflated, only adopted. While traders react to short-term market fluctuations, Booth emphasizes the bigger picture. The decline of fiat currency is inevitable, and Bitcoin provides the only real alternative. The transition won't happen overnight. Those who resist change will struggle, while entrepreneurs embracing Bitcoin will thrive. Though the shift may appear turbulent, the traditional system is unraveling. The real opportunity lies in adopting Bitcoin's honest, decentralized framework before the failures of fiat become irreversible. For those paying attention, the choice is clear: remain trapped in an illusion or embrace financial sovereignty with Bitcoin. As we conclude, do you believe that the collapse of the fiat system is unavoidable and that Bitcoin is the best investment in an AI-driven world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.